Hey guys, how's it going? Coach Tony Wall here. Today I want to talk a little bit about young men getting on steroids and my personal view on it. So we know that steroids will get you results, but they come with a lot of health complications. And my personal view is that if anybody needs them, it would be older generations or older people when they've lost a lot of their own production and they want to keep their vitality, and they get put on testosterone TRT, which is testosterone replacement therapy. So it's just keeping you a normal dose of healthy testosterone when you've lost a lot of your own production. So that could be when you're in your 60s or 70s or 80s or something like that. But at the bodybuilding level, it's abused a lot and they're taking a lot more, and it can cause a lot of damage to the body. You can have heart attacks and liver problems and all sorts of problems, and get acne and gynecomastia, which is known as bitch tits. So breast tissue grows around the nipple and has to be surgically removed. So it has a lot of bad things that happen along with it. So just because you're taking it, your body might not be able to deal with the side effects of it, and you could end up looking a lot worse off. Like, it could seriously affect your skin and you have awful acne everywhere, and you might get some gains, but when you stop, those gains will most probably be lost. So there's no point doing it. And then also, when you stop doing it, you've damaged your own production of testosterone, which may or may not come back. So some people that have been on it for many, many years, their testosterone level is probably shot. And when they get off it, they have such low levels that they'll get depressed, they won't feel like a man, they'll have low libido, and they'll have to be put on TRT just to feel like a normal man again. Like, a woman probably has more testosterone in her than a man at that point, than the man abusing steroids. But I'm talking about young men specifically. So when you're 18, 20 years old, you're at the peak of your testosterone production. So people that definitely do not need it would be these 18, 20-year-olds, because they're producing as much as you possibly could in your lifetime then. And you've also got your beginner gains as well. So that's when you're in the gym and your gains come on really quick. The first, like, we'll say 5 to 8 kgs of muscle comes on really easily and really quick within the first couple of years. So there's no point using what would be a time where it would be easy to gain muscle and having to use the steroids to do it. I mean, your natural production will do it just fine, and your beginner gains will be extraordinary when you first start. Maybe people that have been in the gym for a long time, like 4+ years of building muscle, then their gains will be reduced a lot. They might be making like 1 to 2 kgs a year of muscle, or 1 to 2 pounds or something like that, and they may feel the need to jump on it then. Personally, I don't think you ever need to jump on it unless you want to be a professional bodybuilder and it works well with your genetics. I think you can make enough muscle to satisfy yourself naturally if you actually put in the hard yards. And if you want to be professional, that's the route you probably have to take, is taking the steroids. But it comes with a lot of consequences and possible side effects, and you may not be the same ever again. Or you most probably won't be the same ever again after you try and stop. And there'll be years in life when you're finished bodybuilding that you're still suffering the consequences of the damage you've done while you're a bodybuilder. So I advise staying natural and just being satisfied with the gains that you get from being natural. But it's not saying you can't do really well. Like, personally, I've gained a lot of muscle and I've done really well without taking growth hormone or insulin or steroids, anabolic steroids. So I think you just got to be happy with what you can do naturally. But people think that it's not a great deal you can do naturally, but really they just haven't got their diet in check, they haven't got their training on point, like they're not working with intensity in the gym or doing it hard enough. You can make awesome gains and look great and still be a bodybuilder, but not having to resort to the steroids. There's natural competitions and you can see how awesome some of these guys can look, Granted, they're not going to be as big as some of these mass monsters at the Olympia, but that's just what you have to give up for the sake of being a healthier person and having longevity in your life. So personally, I think there's going to be life beyond bodybuilding. So think about your health and think about your production of testosterone in the long run, and don't think that you need to get these gains so quick and sacrifice doing the hard work and the proper nutrition, and it's just the easy route. Because if you take the steroids and you still don't work hard, you may not make bugger all gains anyway, and you may not respond that well to it, and you could get very sick. And there's a lot of people in their 30s and 40s and 50s that have played with this stuff that have died. Like you see in Generation Iron all the time, like bodybuilders are dropping off all the time, and you got to say it's because of the drugs. I mean, people would argue with you, but I mean, why else, you know? So to me, I think it's a very silly thing, and I'm just happy with the gains I get with not doing these things. But if you want to be a professional and your body can tolerate those things, those are the things you'll have to do. But honestly, I say stay away from it. And if you're a young buck, definitely stay away from it and use those good years of awesome testosterone production that you're making yourself and those beginner gains to create an awesome body. And that should be enough for you to be happy with. And if it's not, maybe it's something you need to consult a therapist about, rather than thinking that the answer is drugs. Maybe it wasn't the body to begin with, maybe it's the view of your body. Because in the gym, you can also get body dysmorphia. Like you get bigger, but then you still think you look small all the time, where you're disgusted with your body and stuff. And that's the problem with building as well. So you sometimes get that. So sometimes you need the therapy as well to be happy with what you've got, rather than thinking you need to be juiced up out of your mind, or it's the way to get easy gains and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't think it's the way to go. And if you're doing it, you know, you're damaging your own health. And I wish you all the best, and hopefully you don't die from it, you know, because it happens, you know. So maybe think about one day you want to have kids, and your kids want you to be around for a long time, or your wife wants you to be around for a long time. And do they probably care if you're the biggest bodybuilder or the champion bodybuilder and the highest pedigree? It's like, most probably not. So they probably just care about you loving them and being there for them, okay? So maybe guys, think about the long run instead of thinking about as a quick easy fix, fuck all the consequences, I need a gold medal, or I need to be the pro in this field, or be Mr. Olympia. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it when it comes with all those problems, but each to their own. You know, it's part of the field. I can't criticize it too much because it's part of the industry that I'm in. But yeah, I don't agree with it. But that's just my take on things. Take it or leave it. You guys do what you want. Okay. See you guys.